Welcome. You're listening to the Do Video podcast. Today is Friday, January 29th, 2021, and it's the day to celebrate freethinkers all around the world. Now, embrace your host, Zoe Wood, the video confidence coach.
I'm a fraud. I'm a liar. How can you ever trust me? And as you may have guessed by that wonderful performance by Zoe at the start of the video, yes, well done. It is me, but I'm just congratulating myself there. That point at the start of the video there was to talk about a feeling that we all have inside, especially when you're about to do videos for yourself, even for the first time, or even if you're a seasoned professional. It's called Imposter Syndrome, or Fraud Syndrome. Essentially what it is, it's a psychological thing that happens in our brain that creates immense doubt and makes us feel that we are a fraud in the accomplishments that we've achieved, either in business or in life, kids, family, what have you. It's just this inbuilt feeling of I'm not good enough, or this inbuilt feeling of someone's going to find out that all I've done is a lie. I do not deserve what I'm getting right now. And you're not alone. There are plenty of people out there who've had the same feeling as you, all the way from, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, all those lovely people, all the way down to people such as you and me. Imposter syndrome can strike anyone at any time, no matter how rich, poor, smart, dumb. No one's dumb, but no matter how you're feeling at the time, it will strike you at any moment. And I want to stress to you now that it is normal, it is understandable, and I'm going to give you a few tips to jump over it. Do Video podcast. So first we're going to talk about accepting it. I know it's a bit strange for you to accept something that you know is not true, but stick with me here. So what I want you to do is just breathe in, breathe out, claim it, own that feeling. You may feel in your chest, definitely going to feel it in your throat, but when you feel it, you feel like an imposter. You feel like you've frauded everyone, but you haven't. To get to this point, when you're a small business owner, if you have tried anything in life, you've put blood, sweat, and tears into what you do, and no one can ever take that away from you. So make sure, while you're doing this exercise of breathing in and breathing out, and being conscious of who you are, make sure you're listening to your true self, not your false self. Your false self will lie. Your false self will tell you untruths, will tell you that you're not worth anything. You're not great. What type of person you are? You're not an expert. Why should people listen to you? Well, I'll tell you why people listen to you. And I'm going to be your true self over here, by the way. People are listening to you because you are running a business. You are out there to serve people and to help people. You are concentrating on your industry and your niche in your field because you want to help and serve people. That is what it's about. So make sure you understand this feeling will go away. Of course, it'll raise its ugly head every now and again and make you doubt yourself before. Say, for example, you're going to go on stage, if you're going to talk to a new client, or even if you're just posting something or posting a sale up for the first time, or even posting a sale up for the 100th time. Know in yourself that you've worked hard to get to where you are, and you've always got plenty of places to go. Sponsored spot. If you've enjoyed the podcast so far, why not give us a follow on Instagram? You can find me at Video Confidence Coach or Business Video Coach on Instagram. I might be changing that name soon, but hey, anywhere you can see my face or anywhere you can find Zoe Wood, the Video Confidence Coach, that'll be me on Instagram. We've got fun videos that we post every day, that we have nice, interesting stories. Hopefully I find interesting, you will find interesting, about the stuff that we post and interactions with our crew, which is you, our audience. So what I'm going to ask is that you check out and follow us on Instagram. And if not, and if you are not on Instagram, why not subscribe to the Do Video podcast here on your podcast catcher of choice, or on YouTube if you're watching my lovely face. And now on to the next bit. You're listening to the Do Video podcast. So now that you've breathed through that and worked through that exercise, we're going to work on self-validation. So especially in business, you're going to be working with people no matter what, hopefully to make money and to be in business. You're going to be working with people, and people, if you've done a good job for them, they're going to thank you. So you're going to get a thank you note. You're going to get a nice review. Keep them close to you. I have a folder on my computer and all my computers at work. It's a file called When I'm Feeling Down. I click on it and it has all these videos, all these images of all these people saying thank you, or bloopers, or stuff like that from people I've worked with who are thankful that I've helped them on their way. Even if you don't have anything physical like a card or a file or something of that, I bet you 100% there will be people who have thanked you for the work that you've done and how you've served them and helped them. So always remember to think of that whenever you're doubting yourself in this way. And if you're in that mind frame where I've never helped anyone, or maybe you even haven't started a business and you feel like, I haven't helped anyone, I don't even know what to do, well then help someone. Serve someone right now. Now this isn't to make you feel warm inside and blah, 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 but the idea is just to make you feel, is just to prove to yourself that you've helped someone, you've served someone, and they will thank you for it. It may not be verbally, it may not be written, but you'll see it. And the last thing that I can recommend is make sure you reflect on your time. Make sure you reflect on the work that you've done and see the people that you've helped, either with products or services, but just reflect on the work that you've done so far. There are people out there you've helped. Think about it. I'll give you time. See? There's plenty of people you helped, and I'm sure there's plenty of people you haven't even thought of who you've helped in the past. And keeping in mind of the people that you'll help in the future. And remember, imposter syndrome is all in the mind. We can break through this. Before we end the podcast, I would like to acknowledge and pay respects to the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians and owners of the land on which I produce this podcast. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. I stand with the traditional custodians of these lands in working towards a more equal future. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people continue to face discrimination and disadvantage due to our country's colonial past. I stand with them in their fight against injustice. The Do Video podcast and Video Confidence Coach exist purely for educational purposes, and all information provided is of a general nature and should not be solely relied upon to make a branding decision. That's why you get me to consult with you directly. Wink wink. My email is pod@vcc.training. if you're interested. I ask if you like the show to subscribe and give me 5 shining stars on your review on your podcaster of choice. And join the Video Confidence crew by following me on my socials. Links in the show notes below. TLDW, too long didn't watch. Imposter syndrome or fraud syndrome is whenever you feel like you don't deserve praise or respect, or you feel the expertise that you have built in your brand is good enough. This is a mental fallacy that can happen to anyone, anywhere, but you can reflect on yourself, the clients, the work that you've done, and talking to your true self to overcome this. It may feel like that's all you feel and you felt like you felt this way forever, but you will overcome it. This imposter syndrome will eventually pass. What's next? We hope you enjoyed today's podcast episode, and if you have any questions or have anything that you want to talk about, feel free to reach us on our social media platforms, which will be linked below or in our show notes on our website, and you'll be able to check them all out there. One thing that I will ask you to check out after this is our podcast episode on done is better than perfect. I touch on the imposter syndrome like really lightly, but essentially it's talking about making sure that you be heard by getting your message out there is better than it being a perfect message out there. And that will, I'm not going to say it's going to help alleviate any feelings that you have about being an imposter or feeling like that imposter syndrome or fraud syndrome is sitting in your gut ready to go. But I think having that mentality of just getting it out there, getting it done, sticking to a schedule and sticking to a routine that is going to help serve my audience is going to do you and do your brand better in the long run. All right, hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast, and you'll hear me next time on the Do Video podcast, and I've said that too much. All right, we'll leave it there. Okay, bye.